Come and cook with me. Today I'm going to be making some high protein blueberry and cottage cheese pancakes. We need a banana, an egg, baking powder, cottage cheese, and I love Longley Farm, it has to be full fat, and this is oat flour made by grinding up oats with some pumpkin spice mix. And finally, blueberries. These are blueberries that were picked back in the summer and have been frozen. I've let them defrost. Now this is the Ninja Professional Chopper, which my sister bought me for my birthday. It's only small, but it's mighty. I'll be showing you how that works later on. It's got a really nasty blade, which you have to be super careful with. So I'm adding here the oat flour and the pumpkin spice. That's about 20 grams of the oat flour and about 1 teaspoon of the pumpkin spice. Then I'm adding a medium banana. I'm going to break this up and I'm going to balance it quite carefully in there because I don't want that blade to dislodge. Now in with the cottage cheese, I'm just using what was left over in this container. It's about 160 grams left there. I'm going to speed this bit up, but again balancing it carefully around the blade so as to not dislodge the blade. And I want to use every bit of that. Vanilla extract, teaspoonful. And almost forgot the egg. No need to beat that beforehand, just pour it in. And finally a teaspoon of baking powder. Now you'll see how nifty this gadget is. There's a lid that you put on with a little hole if you need to seal it and put it in the fridge. Slot the top through that hole, and you don't want to hear this, honestly. It's not too noisy though. Give it a little shake, and I'm just pulsing this. You just press down, and that should be how it looks at the end of it. Now I need to carefully remove that blade. Deadly. I put that into one of the yogurt pots in the sink. I want to show you the consistency of that. It's kind of like very thick. Now I'm going to add the blueberries. I do that by putting the container on the scale, zero the scale, and pour in those blueberries. I'm going to give those a careful stir in. I don't want the fruit to break up, I just want it to be evenly distributed in the mixture. Pan's been heating over a medium heat, adding a little olive oil. I tend to use olive oil for all my frying. And this is kind of where things went a little bit wrong, but I'm going to show you because we have to learn from our mistakes. I basically tried to make the pancakes too large, and with the cottage cheese and with the blueberries, they were quite soggy, so when I needed to turn them over, it was difficult, let's just say. And you'll see I've speeded this up so you don't have to watch the whole painful process. When I try and turn them over, they just kind of start to break apart a little bit. They're too large. So I add more oil, hoping that that's going to help me to release them. And I've missed the smashing up pancake part, but you get the idea. And so I'm thinking here, okay, maybe I should have made them a little bit smaller, and decided that I'll do the next ones about half the size. So That's my first lot being removed from the pan. Oh, that last one was a disaster. A little bit more oil. And you'll see how much better these ones go. Just one tablespoon of the mixture is going in there. Another way to do it might have been to put the blueberries in after I'd put the mixture in, so they weren't actually coming into contact with the heat of the pan. But look, these are much easier to turn. You're dying to know how they tasted. They were lovely. We had maple syrup with them, but they would have been sweet enough to eat on their own. And although it looks like there's a lot of oil, I've put down 2 tablespoons for the whole recipe. That was probably more than I used. But they still work out only 62 calories a pancake. If they'd all been made small like this, I estimate we'd have got 12. There they go. Okay, they won't win any beauty competitions. Check out my blog for more recipes, www.flibfit.com. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and the recipe will follow so that you can have a go and hopefully they'll turn out more beautiful than mine did.